Today we are going to learn from the civics chapter Union Executive, the President of India. Before going to the next topic, we can mark the syllabus President of India. The first one, qualification for election. The second one, composition of Electoral College. The third one, reason for indirect election. Number 4, term of office. The last one, procedure for impeachment. In this lesson also we'll be studying from the powers of President of India. The first one, executive powers of President of India. The second one, legislative powers of President of India. The third one, discretionary power of President of India. And last one, emergency power of President of India. The President. The President of India is a constitutional head who occupies a similar position as the King or Queen in the UK. However, the British monarch is a hereditary ruler, while the Indian President is an elected head of state. Unlike the US President, he does not exercise the real executive power. As India has a parliamentary form of government, the real authority lies with the legislature. And we already know that from the previous chapter. The President and the two houses make the Union Parliament. The President is the symbolic head and the chief executive of the state. The administration of the Union is carried on his name. The Constitution thus confers an enormous power on the President, but these are to be exercised according to the advice of the Cabinet. Qualification. Article 58 of the Constitution states that in order to qualify as a candidate for the presidential election, a person must be a citizen of India, must have completed 35 years of age, must be qualified for election as a member of Lok Sabha, must not hold any office of profit under the state or central government. Please note this. To prevent any citizen from contesting the presidential election for publicity's sake, an amendment was made by which each nomination paper of the presidential candidate had to be proposed and seconded by the 50 members of the Electoral College. The secret deposit of candidate for the election to be given along with the nomination papers was also raised to 15,000. Composition of Electoral College. The joint body of elected MPs and MLAs, which elects a president, is known as the Electoral College. It is a temporary body which is dissolved immediately after the election of president is over. Nominated MPs and nominated MLAs have no hand in electing the president. Now we can see the Electoral College. The Electoral College comprises the elected members of both houses of parliament, and second one, elected members of legislative assemblies of the states. The third one, elected members of legislative assemblies of union territories of Delhi and Puducherry. Reasons for indirect election for President of India. The President of India is elected indirectly by an electoral college in accordance with the system of proportional representation by means of the single transferable vote system. A few members of Constituent Assembly, they wanted President to be elected directly by the voters of India, but such proposal was not found good enough for presidential election. Now we can study there are 4 reasons why we are having the indirect election for our President of India. First one, the power. The power of the government is really resided in the Council of Ministers headed by Prime Minister, but not in the hands of President of India. Second one, the framers of Indian Constitution, they wanted the presidential election to be the quiet and dignified affair. And third one, and they thought it would be very difficult to provide the electoral machinery for an election in which millions of people would have to participate in the election. The fourth one, the direct election would place too much of power in the hands of masses, many of whom being illiterate even now. Term of office. The President of India holds the office for a period of 5 years from the date on which he enters the office. He is also eligible for re-election. The President's office may fall vacant before the expiry of 5-year term in either of the two ways. First one, by the resignation in writing addressed to the Vice President of India, or by the removal of or violation of the Constitution through the process of impeachment. Procedure for impeachment. The President can be impeached or removed from the office only on the account of grave misconduct like violating the Constitution. The Article 61 of the Indian Constitution details the process of impeachment. According to the Article 61, the either house may bring the charges for President impeachment before other house, which is then investigated. Now we can study about the process or methods to be followed for impeachment. A list of charges has to be drawn up and is supported by 1/4 of the total members of the house in which it is moved. A 14 days notice is necessary before this resolution can be moved. Such a resolution must be passed by 2/3 of total majority of the members of that house. Then the other house investigates the charges leveled against the President of India. At this stage, the President can appear in person before the investigating the house to defend himself. He can also be represented by the council. If the 2/3 of the total membership of the house approve the charges, the impeachment is carried out. The President is removed from the day the impeachment resolution is passed by the both houses of Indian Parliament. Please note this, the President cannot be tried by any court of law. It must be noted that no Indian President has been impeached till date by any court of India.